There is zero basis to hold any member of Congress accountable, either as a result of House floor action or activity based on weaponizing federal law enforcement against members of the Democratic Party. There's no evidence to suggest that any member of Congress who was in Newark visiting the detention facility in connection with their oversight authority has done anything wrong.
All right, y'all. I'm sure by now you've heard that the P. Diddy trials have been going on, and bombshell after bombshell after bombshell has been dropping. But in the court proceedings on Thursday, a huge bombshell was dropped, and it's been reported because the hearings aren't allowing any television or recording devices in. But you got journalists in there taking notes and writing shorthand and coming out at breaks or after the trial ends for the day. They're coming out and they're reporting it, letting us know what's going on. And this one is, I never expected this. I knew that there was some funny business going on with Diddy and members of the Democratic Party because people tried to lump him with Trump because, you know, Trump knew him. Trump's from New York. Trump knew a lot of people in hip hop. He knows Mike Tyson. They used to throw all types of concerts and fights at his facilities, at his casinos and whatnot. But the fact that they tried to lump Diddy with Trump was really funny. And what they were really doing was deflecting off what's really going on. So in this video, we're going to get off into what Democrat leaders have been exposed hanging out at the Diddy parties and the sick things that they were doing at it. So I'm not going to hold you too long on this video, but I'm going to get into it. This is reported by Joe S. Pure, an extremely reputable journalist that's been giving us the goods on the Diddy trial. And here's what it says. Congressman Hakeem Jeffries linked to Sean Diddy Combs freak-off party by Jonathan Gregory. So Joe Pure shares it. Jonathan Gregory giving us the goods on a daily basis. Another woman named Tisa Tells. She's on YouTube. She's right there at the hearing coming out and sharing this. And she told us the same exact thing about Diddy. Washington, D.C., in a bizarre twist emerging from the federal investigation into illicit Hollywood gatherings, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs divulged shocking details about late night affairs attended by Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. And this is all allegedly, even though it came out of Diddy's mouth in court, reported by Jonathan, but allegedly. Minority leader of the U.S. House of Representatives. According to testimony, Jeffries was a recurring guest of honor at covert Communist Party freak-offs themed around exaggerated communist nostalgia. These over-the-top events featured actors dressed as historical revolutionaries and an unsettling array of symbolic rituals. Sources familiar with the investigation say the parties began with theatrical and controversial acts, including staged flag-burning performances meant to lampoon Cold War hysteria. Diddy claimed Jeffries often insisted on the presence of young Hispanic male performers costumed as flamboyant versions of Fidel Castro, complete with glitter-colored fatigues and choreographed cigar routines. The supposed purpose? Political catharsis masked as performance art, though critics argue it crossed every imaginable line. So we're going to pause right there. Imagine this. Now, we already say the Democrat Party or the Socialist Communist Party, but the fact that they're throwing communist-themed freak-offs with Diddy, with young Hispanic males themed as being Fidel Castro or Che Guevara, doing cigar routines is nuts. And so these folks being socialists isn't just an ideology. They even party in the way of it. They even honor it. If you enjoyed this video, do me a solid and hit that thumbs up, that like button, because I'll never ask you for a cash app or a super chat, but I will ask you for a like because it really helps the channel, helps spread the information out. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, because on the Real Politics podcast, that's what we do. We talk real politics. So once you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell and then select all. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And specifically, okay. An especially wild account describes a weekend-long escapade where Jeffries partied for 72 hours straight, 3 days, demanding increasingly elaborate pageantry. Over 40 impersonators rotated through the night as mock military parades turned into intimate dance battles. It was like Hamilton meets Fear and Loathing in Havana. One unnamed performer said, despite the absurdity, investigators are looking into whether any laws were broken, or if it was simply art pushed to its most chaotic edge. Jeffries' office has firmly denied all claims, dismissing them as weaponized fiction. Yet, with Diddy Combs agreeing to a deposition and whispers of video evidence surfacing, the line between satire and scandal grows thinner by the day. As Capitol Hill embraces for impact, the public is left to wonder how much of the Communist Party freak-off was a show and how much of it was real. That's reported by Newsmax. So y'all, oh my God. Hakeem Jeffries prefers young Hispanic males pretending to be Che Guevara or Fidel Castro or some other communist revolutionary. Pay attention to something else, because Hillary Clinton, when her emails were leaked, Pizzagate came out, and that's where Pizzagate was alleged, where they had code words for children, maybe cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza, hot dog or whatnot, alleging that people speak in code when describing what type of child preference they have. Well, when the emails were linked, when they were leaked, John Podesta, who was Hillary Clinton campaign manager, there were emails between them where they were saying, hey, can't wait for us to do this party and bring the cheese pizza, or the fact that Barack Obama had ordered $65,000 worth of cheese pizza and hot dogs to the White House, but there was no kids there. Alleged. The John Podesta emails are not alleged. They had been hacked and have been leaked. And if you pay attention to them, WikiLeaks put them out. And that's why they wanted that guy gone. Because when these came out, John Podesta is known for having these weird paintings of like nude children with heads taken off the bodies and weird stuff where children are in these painful positions. And he's got them all over his house and his office. Then the Pizzagate thing. Now, the queen of all of this is Marina Abramovich, the lady you see here on the screen with Lady Gaga. And I don't care what Democrat politician it is or one of these entertainers in Hollywood, they all are linked to this woman. Now, Jay-Z even shot a video in a art museum with this woman where they're holding foreheads together and doing this stuff. Now, I got to ask you, what in the world would Jay-Z have in common with this woman, Marina Abramovich? Okay, now, so you got to dig into this, and I'm going to play a little brief clip, a little brief piece of this for you, not long, to kind of let you know who she is. And all of this is linked with these Democrats and everything they got going on. So now Hakeem Jeffries being exposed, allegedly at Diddy freak-off parties, celebrating communists like Che Guevara and Fidel Castro, makes even more sense now when you see this Marina Abramovich with Lady Gaga and some of these other big entertainers. Check this out, because it's going to blow your mind.
Gaga's close friend, Crowleyan Satanist Marina Abramovich, was catapulted to infamy as one of the subjects of the most bizarre of the WikiLeaks revelations. Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta, and the highest echelons of government to Satanist organizer Aleister Crowley and his satanic sex magic cult. Abramovich, quite like Gaga, likes to dress up like a witch and to adorn herself with goat's heads and devil horns and all sorts of satanic symbolism. Gaga's close friend Abramovich said, quote, "My mother dressed me as a devil when I was 4 years old for a party. I have no idea why she dressed me as a devil. I think to mark my life," end quote. According to WikiLeaks, Abramovich invited Hillary's campaign chairman, John Podesta, to her home for a satanic spirit cooking dinner as though it was a routine practice. This gives us incredible insight into the satanic practices of the political elite at the highest echelons of government. Some of WikiLeaks' statements regarding the revelation stated, quote, "Tony Podesta, by day, mild-mannered foreign agent for Saudi Arabia, by night, spirit cooker." Or, the Podestas, a spirit cooking dinner? It's not what you think. It's blood, sperm, breast milk, but mostly blood. And yet another WikiLeaks, quote, 2015, by Abramovich to John Podesta's brother, Tony Podesta. Gaga's close friend Abramovich wrote, quote, "I am so looking forward to the spirit cooking dinner at my place. Do you think you will be able to let me know if your brother is joining? All my love, Marina." Tony Podesta forwarded the email to his brother John Podesta asking, quote, "Are you in New York City Thursday, July 9th? Marina wants you to come to dinner," end quote. What is John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman at the time and a high-ranking member of the DNC, doing hanging out with Satanists and being invited to their rituals? You can't.
I'm going to stop it there because it just goes on and on, but I just wanted to bring y'all a clip of it. I'm going to leave the link to this video in the description. All right. But it's like I said, it gets wild. Okay. These folks are dark, man. They're not who they pretend to be. They don't believe in Christianity. Matter of fact, it's come out that the Biden administration went after Christians, especially Catholics, labeled them domestic T words, rhymes with terrorists. You already know. So, right now, President Trump is the only politician the only presidential candidate that was talking about God. And on the Republican side, here, J.D. Vance, we have a list of believers. a list of believers. On that Democrat side, they kicked out people saying Christ is king, and they put on things mocking the Last Supper, like we saw at the Olympics and whatnot. So I believe this is just the beginning of the shoe dropping on the Democrat Party and this Diddy trial, because I know the fact that he name dropped Hakeem Jeffries and has agreed to do a deposition after staying quiet and everybody abandoning him, it's on and popping now. So we got to sit back, grab the popcorn, and watch. But I appreciate you for watching this video. I just wanted to bring you information on Hakeem Jeffries, Obama, Walmart Obama is what they call him, discount Obama, Timo Obama. He's caught up in some nefarious stuff. It's not illegal to be freaky, but it showed up mess with your credibility and people looking at you, knowing you like to be entertained by young Hispanic men dressed like communist revolutionaries. Nothing against the LGBTQ. What you like is what you like, but it's very interesting, Mr. Jeffries, to say the least. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment. Most importantly, I thank you so much. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Tell me what you feel about this craziness. But other than that, and most importantly, I want you to be safe and you stay great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.